Hi, my name is Kristen Will, and I am an early childhood special education teacher here at Osakis School District. I am the only one that works primarily with students birth through age 6. There are other staff members who work with me, such as our speech therapist and physical therapy, occupational therapy, deaf and hard and hearing teachers. So I work with quite a few different range of staff. The current limitations I have right now are that we're sitting in my office, which is where I need to do a lot of my planning and my report writing and evaluation stuff. But as you will see in just a moment, it's not just my office, it's also my storage room where I work with my students sometimes, where other people work with my students, where I store my evaluation materials. And with little kiddos, it takes a lot of stuff because we have to keep them entertained, because the work of children is play, and they learn through play. So it seems strange, but I need a lot of toys in order to do my job, and that's how kids learn. So if this referendum would pass, it would be immensely helpful with our space allocation at this point for working with our kiddos one-on-one. In the special education department, a lot of kiddos just need that extra one-on-one or two-to-one interventions that we can work with them outside of the general mainstream classroom, so that they can focus more, they can listen, they can. It's difficult to work one-on-one with a student in the classroom, and in the past, when we've run out of spaces, we've also used the hallway, which really isn't private or respectful to our students, because everybody's walking by, and everybody knows what we do here, so they know that if we're in the hallway, we're working with a student with special needs. So just out of respect for our students and our families, we've tried to utilize other spaces in order to have what we like to call our therapy rooms and therapy spaces. One of them is my office, and another one is a former parent education / storage room right next door. We have kind of spaced out for 3 separate areas for staff and students to work. We use every space, so we use the outside of the door and everything that we can. This first space in here is mostly the speech area. It gets used basically all day long with many students. And it's nice to have an area on the same floor as the students are, because you only get a certain amount of time with each student, basically about 20 minutes with each student. So if they needed to take their student and walk them upstairs, we are losing that 5-minute walk upstairs and that 5-minute walk downstairs to get them back to class. So this area down here makes it so that we can utilize all 20 minutes of that student time, rather than only having 10 minutes of student time. As we walk over here, here is another section and storage of some of my learning tools that I use. In this corner over here, without it covered up, it is kind of a distraction for whatever student is working at this spot. We've covered up the window so that they're not distracted by other students going through the hallway, which is often. So these spaces are quite close together. And then our third space is right here. This is another space that I utilize a little bit more often, because these 2 spaces are mostly used by speech. And then this one I use. However, as you see, this space is also utilized as a storage unit as well, because preschool kiddos need a lot of stuff. And in order for them to learn optimally, we need to switch the things out and everything in a preschool as well. So it is necessary to have all of these things, but as you can imagine, for a student with impulse control or attention disorders, seeing all of the toys all around everywhere is really hard for them to focus. It would be great to have a space dedicated for a therapy area where it was just a quiet and calm area without all the distractions, where we could bring our things into the therapy area and work with our students and then bring them back out, just to give that student the chance to really optimize their learning. When there are all 3 adults and 3 children in that room, it's very tight, it's very chaotic, and it's very difficult for us to do the work that we do. So having this referendum passed and allowing us to just utilize our spaces a little bit more appropriately would be huge in our special education world, and huge for our students.